By the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, and by the pentacle of earth, I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, that we may transform it into light. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Today we walk the path of the dove and serpent spread, an 11-fold journey of transformation. Each position reveals a unique aspect of your journey, alternating between the essence of your being and the events that shape your destiny. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Five of Swords. This is the first position, the station. Reveals your sense of self. This is kind of your preoccupation. This is what's going on with you when you close your eyes, right? This is your general vibe right now. And this is one, I think, of looking for answers. We're asking questions. So I feel like there's something that's been on your mind lately. You're somebody who is very thoughtful. I feel like you get into your head and you try to sort things out. You try to follow the chain of thoughts, and you're looking for some conclusions. Now, this is a card that sort of is asking the question, what's on our mind these days, you know? Where is our attention fixed? And how does this preoccupation, right, how's it affecting our world? How's it affecting or shaping our experience of the world? Yeah. You're somebody who can be very intense, and I think that you tend to go inward and sort of isolate yourself in order to think about something. Like you need quiet, you need alone time, right? You need silence in order to sort through something. Okay, there's something in your life right now that you're not sure about that's been on your mind. It's kind of like when you're alone in bed at night and you close your eyes. What is it that pops up? Right? What's keeping you awake at night? What is your mind keep thinking about? Okay, we need to put this card into a little bit of context so we can see if we do get any answers. Well, there we have the Tower. Okay. We have a Three of Swords. We have a Princess of Cups. We have the Universe card. We have, a Six of Wands in the future position. That's very, very good. We have a Queen of Wands. We have a Ten of Pentacles. We have a Six of Pentacles. And we have a Six of Cups. Very good. You've got, as challenging as it may start out to be, it really gets quite nice, right? Especially with our fire and earth here with the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. These two cards go perfectly well together, okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Mr. Ed, our little horse, right there on top. Now, of course, we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we do see two major arcana, the Tower and the Universe, right? Something's been slowly evolving in your life, right? There is kind of like this, there is this knowledge that there's life outside of the birdcage, right? That there is this freedom, there is this wide open possibilities, infinite possibilities for you. The Tower is saying, I'm done with anything that's holding me back. I'm ready to take this big, giant step into my future, into the unknown, into the universe, right? Ready to trust in this process, ready to break free of any limitations or any blockages that I have. We've got fire and fire. We've got water and water. We've got air and air. We've got earth and earth. Very balanced. This is kind of a spread that's saying you either do or you don't. We're spending a lot of time thinking about something. The challenge now, position 2, the battle, your personal task or quest. Change. Abrupt change. Not thinking about it anymore, not waiting for it, not accepting the delay, not just kind of like not sitting on our hands. We're doing something about it, right? This is the card, the position that's sort of testing your strength, testing your resolve. It's showing something in your life is happening that you need to act, right? We need to respond to. And the Tower is that card of abrupt change. It is these peak experiences, these moments of novelty. The moment your life shifts, right? The moment your life shifts. This is the chaos of the world right now. This is that moment in life where everything changes. And it's about now how we can take advantage of this, not us sitting around thinking about it, but getting involved and creating something better than what we had. Okay? The Tower is emerging here to illuminate where you're being called upon to fight, to grow, and to transform. How are you responding to the chaos or to the crisis? Where are you being called to change? Where is your courage really necessary here? Okay, the Tower is kind of an unexpected thing. It's not something that we really saw coming. It's kind of like saying there is this kind of surprise, something that we didn't prepare for it. We didn't know that this was going to be here, but now it's here, and the question becomes, what do I do? Right? And so this is what's been on your mind. What's on your mind is trying to figure out what the next step is. What's on your mind, what you've been thinking about so much is, how do I respond to this Tower in order to kind of make it not so destructive, right? The Tower is usually these walls coming down. The Tower is abrupt change. Feels like an overnight change. And now the Five of Swords is saying, how do I deal with this? Okay, so we're being called to step into some confidence now, and to maybe not spend too much time thinking about what to do, but just doing something, right? Because the Tower is not something that'll wait around for us to really figure out what to do, right? I feel like your intellectual energy is delaying things more than it's helping things. So we see this vertical pillar here. We see the Universe card, which is sometimes a card of a delay. We see the Five of Swords, which is a card of like, I'm asking questions. We see a Three of Swords, which is kind of a little bit of fear, right? It is, we're sort of, this is infinite expansion. This is like infinite contraction. This is something in us that's restricting our progress. So it's either I do it, I expand, I grow into this, or I don't do it, I shrink back to whatever I had before. Maybe I let my base emotions sort of get the best of me here. But the Tower is something that requires immediate response. Okay, now let's go to position 3, the soul position, your unconscious drive. Sometimes this is the private self. Sometimes this is the emotional landscape that is, kind of beneath your persona. It's memory, the Three of Swords, right? Understanding the process of creation on the mental plane. So what this is telling me is that hidden inside of you are a lot of memories from the past, karma, right? Related to the past that may be interfering with your ability to move forward. That it's kind of in the face of this big Tower event in life. The last thing we want to do is be frozen in place, paralyzed, restricted, feeling like I know I need to do something, but I don't know what to do, or I can't move, right? The Three of Swords is trauma, past trauma. The Three of Swords is how our past trauma has created these buttons, triggers, and complexes within us that then are influencing our behavior. Sometimes these complexes drive the car, and we're not really aware of that. Sometimes we don't recognize that these triggers or complexes are driving the car. And so this feels like there's something that is unconscious in you that is creating the behaviors that are perhaps not leading us to our best life. Okay? The way we are reacting to the world is being driven by these unconscious things. Now, these complexes aren't bad in themselves, right? They're usually created from the past in order to protect us. So this is, a kid touches a hot stove, ouch. It's hot, burns, hurts. So there's a complex that's created. And that complex then is influencing how that person reacts to hot stoves in the future. You see a hot stove? Okay, I'm going to give it a wide berth, right? Because I've been burned before. But it's not something we do consciously. And so these unconscious complexes are there to protect us from getting hurt or getting burned again. But very often, they interfere with what our conscious mind is trying to do. So we might be even in this 5 and 3, this 8 of Swords energy here, where it's just like, I don't know why, but I keep sabotaging myself. I'm trying to build something, right? 6, 6, 10, 6. You have 6, 6, 6, and the 10. But the Tower seems to be like, no matter what I do to try to construct something good in my life, something interferes with it. 5 and 3 is the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is interference, self-sabotage. So we have a hint here that it might be some of these unconscious complexes that are bringing you unnecessary challenges in life because of the way we are reacting or responding to life. We might find ourselves doing things that after the fact we say, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I react that way? That's not in my best interest. That's not who I am. That's not what I consciously want to do. It's an unconscious complex that is trying to protect you from something that it feels is dangerous or risky, right? And very often, simply being aware of this allows us to take some of the power away from these complexes and do something that is a little bit more consciously and intentionally driven. Okay? So these are the hidden desires and attitudes. These are the complexes. And this card might be inviting us to pay attention to those things. Why do I behave the way I do? Why do I sometimes self-sabotage? Why do I sometimes destroy something that I've worked so hard to build, right? We may not even realize that we have a hand in some of those things. Yeah. Let's look at the next position. Position 4, the dwarf. The event, this is the past influence that is still affecting you now. This is the kid that touched the hot stove. And this is a Princess of Cups. It's something from long ago. It's something that, this is like that inner child, that there is that part of your mind that still feels like it has to protect. And so it might be the way we push people away. It might be the way that we sometimes sabotage opportunities that are presented to us. The way that we react to the world, okay, is because of events here that have created these complexes. These could be old wounds, patterns, emotional things. It's very emotional here. It's water energy, right? So what past emotional events are still echoing in your present? And how are they limiting you from going after the 6, 6, 6 and the 10 that you really want in your life? The harmony, the beauty, the love, the victory, the success, and the wealth. Okay? This is the card that this complex of energy here is kind of saying that, I have this opportunity to really to get promoted, to get a really good job, to really get some good success in my life, but then I end up getting into a fight or an argument, or I end up doing something ridiculous, or leaving early and not telling anybody, just something that's kind of silly, right? And in a way, that is the complex trying to prevent us from getting hurt. It's trying to protect us. For some reason, there's this feeling, this unconscious feeling, that says, success is bad or love is going to be painful. or we need to protect ourselves from that because maybe there's something in the physical realm, or there's something in your past that looks negatively upon material success. Okay, that maybe we have friends or family that were very successful, but they were miserable people, that they were mean, that it really corrupted them. Maybe we have that kind of belief. It's unconscious. And so those complexes are trying to prevent us from getting hurt by avoiding material success, right? And so it's self-sabotage. Okay. So we need to look at some of these emotional things that might be influencing us a little bit too much in the present. Yeah. The next card, though, is pretty good because this is the position 5. It's the Giant. It reveals your driving force, your conscious motivation, a creative impulse. This is propelling you forward, and this is saying, I have infinite potential. Okay? This is illuminating what empowers you to move ahead. What strengths are you ready to embrace? Well, you got to embrace the unknown. You got to be willing to take a risk. You've got to be willing to trust in the universe. You have to be willing to recognize your true potential and be in service to something higher than yourself. Because if we can devote ourselves to something beyond ego, then, if the ego can be in service to something higher, then the ego is more willing to look at those complexes and say, I don't need to let them drive the car anymore. I don't need to let them sort of sabotage my progress. Or, it's kind of like with this card, it's almost like we tie our own shoelaces together. And then we try to take a step and, we fall down. So we're ready to harness our destiny. We have to realize that we have unlimited potential. This is the card of the lifting of boundaries, the easing of restrictions. Okay? And I think that you are, I think you're somebody who's in service of something higher than just ego. Okay? And I think that this is allowing you to free yourself of these complexes and this past karma or the ties. It's like we're untying our own shoelaces and we're tying them the right way, so that we can move forward. This is the card of delay, whereas the Tower is the card of really surprise changes, instant changes, overnight changes, right? That they feel like overnight changes. But the 5 of Swords is us doubting something. Okay, could be that there's an opportunity in this Tower event for you. And an opportunity, it could be that there is really a silver lining in this. Something is crumbling, something is breaking down around you. It might be opening up a lot of new pathways for you, but we're sort of doubting it, and we're kind of like we're staying here. It's kind of like you have an animal that's been in that's been in a cage for a long time, and suddenly you take the cage away. But that animal won't move. It'll stay there because that's where the blanket is. That's where it always got food. And it knows that the bars are gone, but it's scared to sort of go out into the open, the open universe. And so I think that you're ready to take advantage of whatever this change is. I don't want to call it an ending, but I feel like there's some kind of a major event happening in your life. And I think then that rather than questioning it, doubting it, or convincing ourselves not to move forward, it's kind of like you're in prison and then suddenly somebody blows the doors off the prison and you're just like, I don't think I should go out there. I don't think I'm really free. Rather than just saying, you know what, I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to see what's out here. I'm going to explore. I'm going to be okay. Sometimes we would rather be inside the tower because it feels safe, even if we know that this is limiting us. Outside the tower, outside the prison, outside the birdcage is the wide open universe. And this can be scary. I think as humans, we're all naturally a little bit agoraphobic. Sometimes we're afraid of those wide open spaces. We're afraid of this kind of infinite freedom because you're free to choose. You're free to choose correctly or incorrectly. You're free to choose success or failure. And when we're inside the tower, everything happens for us. Everything happens to us. We don't get to decide anything. Everything is just sort of delivered. Out here, we're on our own. Okay? So a lot of the time we choose to stay inside the tower or inside the birdcage because that's where safety and comfort are. Out here, safety and comfort are not guaranteed. We've got to trust that the universe will provide for us. So I don't know exactly what's happening in your life, but I feel that something is shaking your world to its core. And we either respond with confidence and courage, or we sort of cower and stay behind and just kind of hope something good comes along to save us. Okay? Now, the future position is position 6. It's the imago. It's an event, right? It kind of reveals the next steps or the future events for you. The immediate consequences of you taking decisive action here is victory. Okay, this is a growth of confidence. This is the ego becoming fortified because it's in service of something higher. We kind of need a strong ego if we're going to go out into the open universe, right, and fend for ourselves. If we're getting out of the safety and comfort of our prison and going out into the open universe, we're going to need some courage. Yeah. And so we have to now ask what choices are going to guide you to the life that you seek. We need choices that are courageous and self-empowering. We need to have confidence. It's Jupiter in Leo. So there's an expansiveness here. There is a realization of our own capabilities. So we're stepping into our power here, okay? I think it's kind of a warning. I think that Spirit's giving you this tower event to say, hey, things are changing whether you like them or not, and you're going to have to step up. When things change, when random chance big tower events happen in life, you've got to be ready to step up and do the responsible thing, and not seek safety and comfort in the past or in something else. So it really is kind of, I think it's giving you a bit of a warning that's saying things aren't going to stay the same. Things are going to change in a major way, and you've got to be ready. Ready for what? I don't know, but ready. Ready for the unknown, right? Ready for the unexpected. We've got to prepare ourselves for that which there is no preparation. And that's not easy to do. Okay. Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, the persona is this Queen of Wands. This is a very ambitious card. And this is your public mask. This is the costume that we wear in the greater theater of life. This is somebody that has a lot of confidence. This is a fierce and ferocious energy that is not afraid of anything, at least not outwardly, right? And I think right now this has to be our public identity, because it has to be that, okay, there's this tower event. I'm putting on a brave face. There's this tower event, and I'm stepping up. I'm stepping out into it. I'm going to do the responsible thing. I'm suiting up, and I'm showing up, even though I'm scared, even though there is that part of me that would rather have comfort and be safe. I would rather let my own complexes protect me from big, scary, dangerous things, big monsters, But I'm stepping up, and I'm forcing myself to be courageous, because there really isn't another option. But this is someone who can get things done, right? We have this fire and earth sort of thing here. So we have to ask, does this persona really serve our highest truth? I think it serves our purpose. Yeah, I think that this mask really it could work for us, but not if it refuses to acknowledge the complexes. Because then this is that confident energy that goes out into life, but then ties its own shoelaces together and falls down and says, why do bad things keep happening to me? So we have to be sensitive enough and willing enough to look at our own internal blockages if this is going to be a true representation of your energy. Otherwise, this just becomes bravado. This becomes hubris. It becomes arrogance. And we don't want that. So we have to take a really good look at this persona. This is kind of like the way other people see you. And I think that, people don't see all of the thoughts and feelings that are taking place under the surface. They see somebody that is stepping up to the challenge and knows what they're doing, and people trust you. People think, okay, Scorpio, there's somebody that can lead us through this crisis. Okay. Position 8 is the shadow. It's an event, and it's a card of wealth. It's a card of resources. The 10 of Pentacles may be testing you, okay, about how well you can acquire resources and fend for yourself and build something up when there is no safety or security about things anymore. The tower, it's kind of like, how do we rebuild after the tower? Yeah. It's sort of provoking our fear a little bit. This is a card of completion. This is a card of perfection even. And, it might be that we thought everything was just perfect, and now here's this tower event. It changes everything, and now it's, do we crumble under the pressure, or do we step up and do we do whatever how resourceful are we? How resilient are we? How versatile are we? Okay? So, the challenges of maybe it's more of a financial thing for you. Maybe this is really kind of maybe we've had a lot of success, and then we've had sort of there's been a downturn, or there's been a really unexpected debt or bill or repair or something like that. Maybe this has something to do with stocks or investing or something like that for you. It's easy to be courageous when everything is sort of going smoothly. It's easy to be confident when everything is great, but then what about when we're going along like everything's perfect, suddenly we get a tower event? Okay. And then it's really asking us to step up. We really get to see who we are. It really shows us what we're made of when things go from perfection to then things are kind of crumbling. Everything seems like it's falling apart. That is really a test of our character, a test of our virtue, a test of our strength. Because now we're being asked to trust in the universe and go out and rebuild something, and to trust in ourselves too, that we're capable of this. Okay? So I think the warning from Spirit really is that, hey, as good as things may seem, we have to always be ready for the unexpected. We have to be ready at any moment for things to take a complete nosedive. And maybe it's really saying, what if something terrible happens right now, and the systems that you have in your life don't work anymore? It's kind of like saying, we take life for granted. I got running water, right? Well, what happens if that breaks down? What are you going to do? Right? Not that it's going to. The cards aren't predicting anything, but they're asking the questions. How do we develop in ourselves that capability to handle whatever life throws at us? Okay. So, smooth seas, never made for a great sailor. The experience of life, how we grow, how we develop our virtues is only in the challenges of life. When things are perfect, there's no need. When everything is fine, everything is provided for us, there's no need for determination. There's no need for willpower. There's no need for creativity. There's no need for courage. Now, the next card is position 9, the specter, fear, worry, concern, anxiety. Okay, parts of you that are maybe challenging your growth. The character of your inner dread, what we have to face, to step into our power, is the card of material success. Okay? And it feels as if there is something inherently averse to material success in you. And I think it's something that's part of a complex, something from our past. We have some emotional reaction to the idea of material success. Maybe we see too often how money corrupts people, or success, right, corrupts people. And so there is this unconscious aversion to success. Why would the 6 of Pentacles be in your fear, worry, and concern? Unless, of course, we're sort of we're worried that we'll never achieve it. Okay? And I think consciously that's what it is. Consciously I'm sort of scared that for all my efforts that I'm not going to ever really succeed, that I'm not good enough or strong enough, that I'm going to fail at it. I think the self-sabotage, the unconscious part of us is saying, success is something that's kind of evil, or it's something that corrupts people or turns people into bad people, and I don't really want it. But we may not be aware that there is that unconscious complex in us. And so we may find that we're tying our shoelaces together anytime we get close to this, and that's part of our Five of Swords too. That we might see an opportunity in front of us. This is a chance for us to get out of, it's a chance for us to get out of jail, get out of prison, get out of our blockages, take advantage, get out into the universe, take this opportunity, go through the doorway. But our Five of Swords is saying, well, no, there's all these reasons why I shouldn't do it. It's too risky, or I don't have what it takes, or I don't really want that after all, or this isn't the right opportunity for me, or you know what, I'll get the next one, kind of thing. Okay. So in some ways we have the opportunity to succeed at something, or to prove ourselves, or to step up, or to face the challenge and really get the win here, but there's something that's preventing us from stepping into the challenge. Now, the next position is position 10. It's the destiny. Shows the final outcome of the journey, the projected culmination of your quest. And it's harmony. It's community. Okay? So I feel that part of this is our fear of the unknown, our fear of the wide open spaces, our fear that the universe is a cold and lonely place. And we like it even if we're inside of a prison, inside of a tower, inside of a bird cage. At least it's safe and comfortable. When those walls come down and we're left with this infinite expanse of the universe, it feels very lonely. What the Six of Cups is then is that sense of community, that sense of family, that sense of finding where you belong, And I think that this is part of what we have to trust in, that, look, there is comfort out there. The universe is not necessarily a cold and lonely place, that there are little pockets of warmth and beauty and light and love, right? And that's what we really want to achieve. And when we reconcile all of the sixes that we have, we don't want to feel that victory is just competitiveness, that success is corrupting. We have to realize that I can be victorious and successful, but still be compassionate, still have meaning and purpose, and still be part of a community. That we can have all three of these. That doesn't have to just be, we can be competitive without being, sort of, poor winners, right? Poor sports. That we can be successful without being corrupted. And we can be part of a community here. We don't have to sacrifice this for these two. Okay? And sometimes, those who commit to their success, or they take advantage of opportunities, and it may feel as if they have to sacrifice the personal love, or they have to sacrifice community or friendship or romance or family. But you've got all three of these. Okay? So I feel that your path is an integration of all of these things, your willpower, your physical success, but moreover, the ultimate destiny here is you're finding where you belong in life. And I think it's really, that's what you value more than anything, is that kind of feels like safety and comfort in the community. But back here, this is the same desire for safety and comfort and community that was keeping us in this tower. Okay, so we're kind of like leaving home, or leaving the safety and security of home in order to go and find our sort of new home, our expanded, our more successful home, or however you want to look at it. Let's look at position 11. This is the guide. Okay, this is the mystery card. And this reveals your higher self, your inner teacher, and your deepest wisdom. It shows the character qualities that you have to develop in order to walk the path moving forward. To me, it feels like a hermit energy. It feels like we're leaving one place of safety, We're having this journey, and we're reaching another place of safety, right? But on a higher level. Yeah, so to me, it feels like this is a breakthrough. This is a leveling up kind of opportunity for you. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, well, pretty close, right? Shows that we're being given the gift of an opportunity. And sometimes this just feels like a crisis, feels like terrible, unwanted event. It's a tower moment, and it sucks. This is usually something that feels very disruptive. It feels bad. It doesn't feel good. But we see in this tower event an opportunity for us to expand ourselves, to level up our lives. We see it as a doorway. We see it as an invitation to go through the doorway and to take advantage of it, to see the blessing in disguise sort of thing. Okay? And so we have to, I think in life, always try to find the opportunity in the obstruction. Try to find the doorway through the obstacle. Try to find the silver lining, the blessing in disguise. Trying to find the gift in the terrible. Okay, in the tower event. Trying to find the revelation. Trying to find the opportunity. Okay. And I think this is us realizing that Spirit is giving us the gift of kind of starting a new path, one that we might be a little bit reluctant to take, but we don't have much of a choice. We can't stay where we are. We've got to keep going. Now, please let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation, alternating between who you're becoming and the world you are creating. Remember that the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the pattern of possibility. It invites you to co-create your destiny. If this reading has illuminated your path in any way, please share your reflections down below. Together we journey onward, ever upward, and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Scorpio on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.